Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2018 MavWar tournament. My name is Blake. I'm casting here in Hollywood. We're going to do this really quick because the teams are actually ready for once. I think Rob might be AFK, but tonight we have Beach Please versus Bravo Sucks. This is a really important match because this is deciding who goes on to the knockout stages. Xbye is saying don't ready up. So, Hollywood, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Blake. As you mentioned, this is a very important match in the group stage. The winner will be moving on to the knockout stage of the tournament. The loser will not. It will be their, potentially this is the last game for one of these teams here.
It absolutely will be. And now I'm much more calm because Rob just left the server, so we actually have time to do the intro now. I guess we can do a quick team rundown. For Bravo Sucks, we have Nagi, Rage Cake, Team Captain Purple, and Misu, if you would like to take away Beach Please.
Absolutely. For Beach Please, we have Team Captain Moscow, Datwez, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, Rob Zatul, and Rupert, who is subbing for Purely Asian, who could not make it tonight.
If you'd like to call Dat was easy, you can either call her Dat was easy or Motherboard or Mobo. She's had a few different names, but
gotcha.
Regardless, yeah, like you said, this is a very important map. And at this point, if Bravo Sucks wins, and they win by a point differential of about 2.2k, they will take the #1 seed in this group. And if they don't take that 2.2k differential, or Beach Please does, then those teams will be playing from the 2nd seed as opposed to the 1st seed. And the 1st seed is held by my team, Lovebone, Go Team. Xbye, are we ready?
While we wait for that, as you mentioned, yes, the winner of this match, if they manage to secure a massive, 2,000 plus points differential, they will get the 1st seed, although I don't think that's very likely. I'm pretty sure your team, Lovebone, does have it in the bag. We're going to look at this first hit right now. It's a Jockey, Spitter, Charger, Smoker. Looks like that Charger and Spitter are looking to hit inside, and the Jockey's looking for a hit from behind, or perhaps he's repositioning inside now. All the survivors are inside. They're looking for a big spit charge. This is an enclosed area. Lots of damage potential right now.
Absolutely. I've scripted this map more than I like to admit. And we do have a hit going in. Charge does go out on Rochelle. Spit's going to go down on that. Jockey looks like she does go for Rochelle, but Smoker pulls her instead, and she self-clears. So nice self-clear coming out by Rage Cake. Mitigated a lot of damage there. And we already have a crash. I'm so excited.
Well, it wouldn't be competitive Left 4 Dead 2 if we didn't have our fair share of delays and crashes and random computer issues. This tournament is no exception, and of course we are playing on an add-on campaign, which is always adds a bit of a unpredictability factor. I really hope this pause goes away soon because the sound of the spit is slowly driving me insane.
Thank you, Xbye. You were on top before I was, and I was going to ask about this campaign, but we are going live. So, looks like 58 damage going out on that first hit. For a spit charge, that's not the best thing in the world. The other 2 cappers didn't land, so nice take by Bravo Sucks. They are slowing down to grab an extra set of pills, but that's fine. Normally, teams are not going to hit until later anyway. So for this next hit, we do have a Charger, Jockey, Boomer, Smoker. They have a death charge set up with a Boomer. There are a lot of death charges on this bridge. I don't know if they're going to go for it. Looks like they are setting up for it, though. Boom does go out on Rochelle. We have the Smoker, Charger, Jockey set up front, but the team is backing up to avoid that death charge. I think it's a great call from Bravo Sucks.
Absolutely. There's no need to rush through this horde. No one's bleeding. You've got all your pills. And death charge on here would be devastating. This is a 69% tank, which means that that's going to become much later in the match. Most tanks that we've seen so far have been on this bridge or just after. The Smoker goes for a pull on Clutch, but misses. The Charger goes in anyway, whiffs. The Charger Smoker does get the repull onto Nick and gets killed. That Spitter's going to spit down onto the ground just to get a bit of delay, but I think they may be able to just jump over that car. Or no, Coach and Rochelle are just going to wait for it, which is also fine. No need to take that spit damage.
Absolutely. Sorry, I just read something. Yeah, they really shut down that hit well. They played it very patiently. And I think that was the right call there to play that so patiently. With a death charge and so many death charge opportunities, you have to play so carefully. So Bravo Sucks knows that. They know how important this match is, and they are playing like it. For this next hit for Beach Please, though, they do have a Boomer, Smoker, Jockey, Charger. Again, if you'd like to take it away.
Absolutely. That Boomer is looking for a spawn up on the 10th. A Smoker pulled from the back, but gets cleared immediately. Jockey lands on Nick just for a second. Also gets cleared. That Boomer has repositioned now behind the outhouses. Although it looks like he's moving back onto the roof. A bit of a miscommunication is going on, I believe. A charger is also looking for some sort of spawn, maybe just below the truck, or maybe he's going to wait for the rest of his team also going on the roof. The witch is also up in the parking lot, although I don't believe that we're going to have to deal with her for just another minute while Team Beach Please gets their spawns in order. Yeah, it looks like they are going to set up around that witch. We already have a hunter pre-spawn, not making any noise, however, and a smoker. Smoker's going in, that witch is aggroed. Hunter's jumping around. They do manage to get the crown, and that hunter is jumping around, doesn't really have anything to do right now. Charger comes in from the back, trying to go onto Elf, but he never dropped from the truck. He drops on the other side instead. They're going to move on through there. I'm seeing a lot of miscommunication from Beach Please, and they can't really afford to be doing that right now.
Absolutely. I'm confused about everything that happened in those two, I would more actually say 1.5 hits. I don't think that, they should have sent the two aside that they sent before the witch. I'm not sure why they did. But I also don't think they should have hit on that witch. That witch was in the wide open and the survivors had the high ground. There is no reason for them to hit on that. They've, had a good stack order. They've only had 3 ones and they have another spit charge, but that doesn't matter if they're really not doing damage. And the only damage that's happened was from the first hit. But for this, they have a hunter, charger, smoker, spitter. They can make something happen with it.
Absolutely. This is a small room. They may be able to hit that here, or there is the staircase and, of course, the alarmed car. There's a bit of good opportunities here, but the survivors, once again, taking this very patiently, clearing out all these. The charger goes in from behind, lands onto Rage Cake again. The spit goes down, but most of them are able to avoid it. Never mind. Rage Cake actually was right on the edge of that spit, which means that she is now in the red. The hunter is jumping around looking for something. He's going to try and get a last second delay. He does land onto Nick and gets cleared immediately. We have our first tank up in the hands of That Was Easy. It's going to start moving it right in. Are we going to see a war room for this round?
I'm very down for that. Ooh, good pull going out from Rob. So that's going to take Rage Cake off of the high ground. We want to run it over to a Survivor war room?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Are we in a war room?
No. Should I move him?
Oh, I thought... Whoops! I'm so sorry. I thought he was moving them. Yes, move Xbye, please.
My bad.
Yeah, you do need pills.
I can use these pills.
And?
Chat.
Rock?
Checking.
Run away from that forklift. There you go. You're good. You got out?
Yep. No.
In? They didn't win? Good job, guys. Good job.
And we are back after that tank. That was easy. Couple punches going out, a little bit of damage out going on Rage Cake and Purple, but nothing really to write home about. I think that's kind of normal for that tank. That's not the greatest tank in the world. It's really hard to do well, and the survivors have such a gigantic high ground on the tank that you need a good smoker or a good jockey to land to pull them down, and they just didn't have that. So I think that was easy. Made do with what she had, but it wasn't much. Boomer does get popped by Purple. Pull goes out on someone. I didn't see it. Charge does go out. Had an easy charge on Coach, but chose not to take it. Fifth's gonna go down on nothing. Beach Please is not playing like we've seen them play before.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned before, this is a very important match. Whoever loses this match will lose, and this is Carry It Off. This is a 4-chapter campaign, not 5 chapters, which means that the first chapter, and every chapter really, is so much more important. If they allow a really big bonus here for the survivors, and they don't follow up on that, then they could be in a really bad position for the rest of this map. A lot of pressure on a high-pressure game already. We do have the next hit, Jockey Smoker Charger, and Pathos waiting in the wings, 10 seconds, bit of separation. Not even sure if this hit will be ready before the survivors make it in. Nick's already looking at that safe room, trying to get in there.
It looks like Bravo Fox is taking the very safe route, trying to protect this bonus and not rushing it. It is of note that they do have a quad cap, so they could take out all their bonus right here. Coach is pushing that jockey. He's blocking the safe room, so nothing's going on to that. Nice charge. Oh, that wasn't a quad. I'm sorry. Nice charge going out on Nagi. A lot of damage coming out from that split charge. But with that jockey locked in the safe room, she can get quickly killed. You know, their last hit was probably their best hit, and that's unfortunate. But they are going to walk in with a 568 health bonus, giving them 1,093 points for the first map. That's not bad.
Absolutely, it's not too shabby, although there is room for improvement. Of course, Rage Cake did take a ton of damage, as well as Purple too, during that tank fight. As you mentioned, without a smoker or a jockey to get those survivors off of those storage closets or whatever those things are, that tank can't do a lot of damage. And if Bravo Sucks manages to get one of those, as I mentioned, that could put them, a nice early lead for this first map into a 4-map campaign. We're going to see how Bravo Sucks handles this infected. Of course, scrimming an add-on campaign like this is very important. You need to organize those hits, and from Beach Please, those hits really did not look too organized whatsoever.
I definitely agree. I know that Bravo Sucks has been scrimming this map a lot, and that's what you have to do with a custom campaign. You have to scrim it. You have to learn it. Whether you want to or not, it's part of it. And there's a whole argument on why should we even play custom campaigns, but if you're gonna have to play them, at least play them before your match. I don't really know how much Beach Please has scrimmed this map, but I hope that they actually did, and I hope that we see that. We do have a jockey spawning very, very early here. Reminder that it's a Spitter, Jockey, Charger, Smoker. Charger coming in from behind. Charge goes in, does miss, Spit goes down, not really much. A 2-cap going out with a Jockey and Smoker in Spit. That's a lot of damage for the Charger not landing.
The Charger did not land, but that Smoker was able to pull That Was Easy right at the door frame, and no one was able to clear them, apparently, so that was a lot of unnecessary damage onto Nick. Much better than what Bravo Sucks was able to take. However, they are going to drop down here onto this parking lot area. There is an alarm car that Rochelle was dangerously close to. They're going to shoot it anyway. That mover's going to land a nice double boom onto Rochelle and to Coach. Charger's going in looking for a charge onto one of them. Gets it onto Coach, even though he got hit by the golf club. Spit's going to go down on that. That's going to be a nice 40 damage on Moscow at least, if not more. He can't get out of the Spit. He's in the yellow already. I believe there was a jockey there at some point, but also got killed.
That was a massive hit. You kind of mentioned that jockey in passing, but that jockey kept Moscow in Spit. He just ran up to him, wasn't even pouncing, and Moscow had to empty him, and he just swam in that Spit. They did find 2 sets of extra pills, so that's good. They've still taken so much damage, and they have a Smoker, Boomer, Jockey, Charger for this next hit, and they could very easily get death charged if they're not playing safe, and they're not. We do have the Charger, or Jockey and Boomer spawned up now. Boomer does go out, does not land. Smoke does go out. 2-cap is going to land. That could be a Death Jockey. Oh my god.
My goodness, the clears are just not there. This is exactly what you and I were talking about, Blake. I think I'm not sure if Beach Please has been scrimming this map, but by the looks of it, they have not. And we've already seen what happens when you don't scrim this map. The match last night between Lovebone and the gang, there were so many mistakes on the gang's part that led to Lovebone winning by over 2,000 points, I think. At one point, a tank jumped in the water, not realizing that water would kill him. And it was all downhill from there. Regardless, we do have the Witch up now in the parking lot. As you mentioned, it's a bad spot, but the Infected do have a Smoker and a Hunter ready. Those are somewhat useful for, interrupting a Witch Crown attempt in this area. Looks like Bravo Sucks are going to go for it. We're going to see if they can do it. We've already got a Hunter spawned in, making some noise. Rochelle is trying to hunt him down, trying to get some scratches in. Looks like Coach is going to get that draw crown, even though Wish turned away from him for a second. There is a jockey on That Was Easy, and there is Spit down. Again, where are the clears?
So much just happened in that. I've never seen a Witch curve that hard. Good on Moscow for still getting that crown. Yeah. For some reason, they just let That Was Easy sit in the back. And she got jockeyed in Spit, and it looked like Rochelle and Ellis were trying to skeet a Hunter. And yeah, they got the skeet on the Hunter, but That Was Easy took a down for it. So they're coming into this tank with 2 bleeders, which this isn't really a rock tank, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but that's not where you want to be coming into the tank after the great showing that Bravo Sucks had on their survivor side. They are setting up in this small room for this final hit before the tank. They don't have a Spitter, but I don't really think they need one to do a lot of damage if Beach Please is playing like this.
Absolutely not. It's a double Hunter, a Charger, and a Boomer. That Charger's already going to scratch that door down. We've got 1 Hunter already pre-spawned. Both Hunters pre-spawned, actually. Only one of them is making noise, however. That Boomer is still looking for some sort of spawn. I don't think he has anywhere to go. This isn't a very good idea, but as you mentioned, I mean, this isn't a very good spot for the Boomer. But as you mentioned, it doesn't seem like they need it because the survivors are so separated. Look at That Was Easy. Who is watching That Was Easy? Come on now.
I don't think there are any infected. Nope, there's a hunter set up on That Was Easy. This is not a good position for Beach Please to be in. Okay, That Was Easy does drop. Charger does go in, gets shotgun leveled by Moscow. Hunter does land on the other shell in the back. That is quickly cleared. That is going to just leave a Hunter who's going to go for some scratches and a nice 2-boom going out by Purple. We are going to have Bravo Suck's first tank in the hands of Misu. I believe we took it to a Bravo Suck war room last time. So let's actually take it to a Beach Please war room this time.
Absolutely, no delay this time. My apologies for that.
Behind, come from behind. He's in.
He's up.
Whoa, that hurt.
Charge on top.
Oh, he got me.
Chucky.
Smoker went out the front. Rock.
Shooting at me.
Think that.
And we are back after that tank in the hands of Misu. We see so many charger punches going out on That Was Easy. That was a lot of damage. It might not look like it was too much, but That Was Easy almost took another down. Moscow took a down on that. I think Rob got punched around a little bit. I mean, it was just a very, very well-played tank. We saw a very quick 2-cap go out. We saw a boom during it, and they weren't really shooting Misu very much, so he was able to decommit and bleed them even longer. They're out of pills. That Was Easy is slow. Rob's about to go slow. If I was Bravo Sucks, I would be happy with that.
Absolutely, you know, the fact that there were bleeders is not really conducive for a Rod tank, but it may just have the added pressure, you know, the added uncertainty in dealing with this tank that helped them. That Was Easy has gone down in pills again, but Smoker's looking for a pull onto Ellis. He does manage to get it, but the tongue's going to get broken and they're going to shoot down from that Smoker. Finally, they're going to get That Was Easy. This is just not a very good game for them, apparently, because, I mean, they got bullied like hell for the tank. He got locked in the room as a jockey, and now it just seems like Bravo Sucks just has it in for him. Very unfortunate. Regardless, the survivors are going to move ahead onto this no-return drop. These trucks are pretty dangerous. We do have a single boom going out onto Rochelle. That boomer's still alive also, which means that, you know, the longer they take... Oh my goodness. That charger very nearly hit Coach. That was really dangerous. That Was Easy and Coach are stuck behind. The jockey's looking for something, trying to get a bit of separation, but he doesn't manage to get it. Team Captain Moscow really holding it together there. That could have been disastrous.
That absolutely could have been. And That Was Easy being black and white. She was dead in the water as Moscow dropped. All you had to do was send a jockey on her, and she was gone. So, good on Moscow for being smart enough to wait for her. That was a really, really, really cool charge from Misu. I really wish it landed, because I would have screamed. For our final hit, though, we do have a Boomer, Spitter, Charger, Smoker. Nice 2-boom going out from Misu. They are holding... Nope, they are going now. Charger's gonna go out on Ellis. Moscow is gonna get pulled. Spit's gonna go down on that in-cap. And Rupert's gonna take a lot of spit damage trying to clear that Smoker. That Was Easy at 1 HP, and she's dead.
That Was Easy is dead. Things are already falling apart for Team Beach Please. Right here on map 1, there is a ton of horde around. Moscow doing his very best trying to clear. He does have a sword, but it's not really doing him much good. I mean, just the amount of separation, you know, the misplays here right on map 1, this is very concerning. I don't want to see another landslide victory like last night from the game. So we got to pull it together here. Come on now, we've got double hunters going out. One lands on Ellis, the other lands on Rochelle, and Coach gets hit by the hunter. That's my mistake. The jockey lands on Rochelle. That's a wipe right here on map 1.
They kept it to about 500 points, which is not the worst thing in the world on map 1. This is, I mean, map 2, 3, and 4 are... I'm being told that Pathos is Grim and not Rupert. I don't know. We'll deal with that in a second. This is not a map that you're going to be making a lot of bonus on. So it really comes down to distance. And so if Beach Please wants to come back from this, they have to be wiping Bravo Sucks early, and they have to be making a lot of distance. And if they can, make bonus. But with how long these coming maps are, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I would agree. This map, especially maps 2 and 3, they are long, and the hordes on this map are vicious. I mean, they can just get absolutely ridiculous. At one point, they are going to have to activate 2 Storm Drain alarms, like the ones that you have on map 2 of Death Toll, I believe. Except you have to do that twice, and then there is an alarmed car that is, unavoidable. You have to activate that. So there's basically 3 crescendo events, lots of commons, lots of damage potential there. There's also going to be death charge areas and whatnot. I mean, as you mentioned, this is not a map that you usually see Survivor teams like getting a lot of bonus, let alone making it to the safe room. So, I mean, there is a glimmer of hope here for Beach Please, because these commons, I think, are certainly going to do work for them. But, I mean, it's more about team play, honestly. My bigger concern is just that they're just not hitting together. They don't really seem to know when or how to hit. Regardless, we are going to see the first hit come out right now. Hunter Boomer, Charger Smoker, decent-ish spawns for this, but this is a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, the top of the safe room is wall bankable, and it seems like Beach Please knows that, so they're not spawning there. We do see a nice boom going out on Rochelle. Coach is going to get pulled. A 2-tap does go out. A lot of damage going out on Purple right now. Charger's just punching him, and he is just going to take Purple for a long ride, and does get a slam. So Purple is going to have to commit pills. That's what Beach Please needed off their first hit. They needed a lot of damage like that.
That's exactly what I like to see.
If they can keep this up, they can come back. And a quick correction on the caster's part, Pathos is actually Griggity Grim and not Rupert. My apologies. Start point told us it was Rupert.
Whoopsie-doo. Regardless, we do have the next hit. It is a spit charge with a Boomer and a Hunter. A lot of damage potential for this inner area, which I'm sure Purple is aware of. He's already peeking inside. Doesn't want to get hit. Doesn't want to take a big charge like he just did before. That Spitter's already spawned up, making some noise. The Hunter's coming in from the back. It seems trying to scratch out the floor, but gets heated immediately. The Charger goes in and whiffs. Didn't hit anything, but although we do have a nice 2-boom going out, Coach is trapped in a corner by Spit, but doesn't look like a ton of damage is going to hit him. That Boomer is still alive, however, so someone's probably going to end up proxied trying to kill that one.
That Boomer and Spitter are both keeping themselves alive. Boomer has now popped himself, and it looks like the Spitter is going for a... Where did that Spit go? Alright, Spitter was going for a big split block. Spit block, excuse me. But custom campaigns, you never know what's going to happen. It didn't land anywhere. So, looks like they are going to keep the Spitter.
Yeah, it looked like he was aiming for the doorway, but it looks like it bounced off the wall and then went under the dumpster and then just disappeared into existence. Regardless, the survivors are going to push on through. Going to try to take this shortcut, but we already got a Smoker trying to pull Ellis. Hunter going in from the other side. Doesn't land on anything, gets skied very nicely. We do have a Charger still waiting in the wings, and that Spitter is up now, has nothing to do. Gonna get shot before it even spits.
I am not sure that Moscow was ready for that hit. It looks like it was kind of rushed, and Moscow was standing in the open with his unspawned Charger, so he never really even had a spawn. After their first hit, I thought they were going to start playing better, but maybe the first hit was a fluke? I don't know. I'm worried. This is an event tank, though, which is pretty good. They do get a nice 1-boom going. It looks like they are going to go off that. Charger goes in with. Jockey does land on Purple for a second. Mr. tries to get something, but gets M2'd and killed. I mean, that was a little bit of damage, but not enough.
Yeah, it's decent-ish damage. They're down to, they've got a Bleeder who is slow and 2 pills for him. They did just find an extra set of pills, and there is another set of pills waiting for them in this cabinet that Coach is reaching into. They're going to grab that as well. This event, but as you mentioned, we are going to have the tank during this event, and this event is not, finite. They have to run this event because you need to go out there and deactivate that alarm. In previous configs, you could wait it out, but not anymore. There is a Hunter already sitting in the corner. He's going to get shot. He's going for, does land on Purple, but gets immediately killed.
I'm not sure about that respawn Hunter. I think it was a good idea in theory, but I don't think the rest of the team was ready. And that's probably because Moscow doesn't use a mic, and so he's not calling, but that's not my business. Charger does go in on Rochelle in the back. Spitter was not ready for that, but Spit is going to go down on Rage Cake, but she's not going to get any damage from it.
Looks like the survivors are just about ready to start this event. We do have a Smoker looking for a last-second pull on Ellis. I really don't like these individual spawns on individual survivors. I don't really know what Beach Please is hoping to accomplish with that. I think it's all coming down to this tank right now because there's not a ton of damage to speak of. They've got a bleeder, but 4 pills for him. They're going to spawn that tank before activating the event. That's a really lucky break for the survivors because that means that they don't have to do any running. They don't have to deal with too many commons, although one person did get boomed.
I am not sure why this tank spawned before the event started. The event's 50%, but let's hope that happens on the other side too. We do have the tank up in the hands of Moscow. He did not break the event doors, which was very smart of him. Why don't we run this on over to a Bravo Sucks War? Let's go Survivor.
Absolutely.
You two up top with near boot.
It's in the back. Yeah, he is.
What does that mean?
It's that other coming from him. He's coming from the back.
You guys
He's
have
in the
to
back,
drop
in the back,
down.
in the back.
You guys have to drop down from there for the glitch spot, apparently.
Jack. Not the door.
Just kill tanks.
I'm charged for. Thank you. He's gonna down me.
Kill tank.
Don't stop now. Hey, I need some help over here.
Stun.
That big mother.
And we are back. I believe Hollywood is stepping away for just 1 second, so I'm going to be solo casting for a bit. A lot of damage going out by Moscow on that tank. He got 2 downs. Rochelle was jockeyed. We saw 2 caps go out, almost a 3 cap. He capitalized on his caps. It was just a very, very well-played tank from Moscow.
Damn shit, we gotta.
We're going to wait on... Oh, the common broke the event door. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but we're just going to keep rolling with the cast. We do have a boom attempting to land something here, but he does miss. Looks like he runs outside. Jockey is spawned in the back, and that is going to leave a Charger Spitter. Charger does go in, lands on Ellis. Jockey's going to go in with him. Spit is going to go down on that, but Spit... Jockey gave Spitter. Jockey gave Ellis God frames in that Spit. Good lord, I can't talk. So not much damage went out from that. Hollywood, are you back?
I am back, and I was very disappointed to see the event doors were broken during that tank fight. This happened last game that we saw and carried off as well, so, I mean, this is just a classic symptom of playing add-on campaigns. Sometimes they just do funny things. Some infected ladders here don't work. The water does kill tanks, by the way, and that means that the survivors are going to, you know, mosey on through this event with not many comments to speak of. Of course, we do have hunters going in. There are no pills left, so there's still a lot of potential for a wipe. First hunter gets skeeted. The charger goes in and whiffs. Pull does go onto Nick, but gets cleared. And the second hunter also died. Although we do have some scratches going down onto purple that is going to incap him. That's a bit of a saving grace for the infected.
Yeah. You know, that was a quad cap. Both hunters got skeeted. Charger whipped. I don't think the smoker actually landed for that long, but he got a scratch down. So that's something. They put purple on his first end cap, so they can cap him again. He's black and white, but they're just not doing enough damage on these major hits. This whole event is very difficult. We do have a jockey going in, does get M2'd and shut down. Hunter gets heated, Spit goes down for a block. It's gonna slow, make Nagi go slow, but again, not really anything coming out of that hit.
I think this is sort of a repeat of map 1. As you mentioned, that tank was played very well, but you know, unfortunately, that's just not the wipe that they needed. It's still unlikely, I would say, that the survivors are going to make the safe room. The witch has already spawned right outside this door here. That's a pretty good spot for them. But, you know, again, I think we're just seeing the difference in the level of preparation between these two teams. Bravo Sucks has clearly done their homework, and Beach Please clearly has not.
Definitely. We do have Nagi drawing this witch. Moscow getting Uzi seated. Crown does go out on that witch. Smoker gets killed. Jockey gets shut down. They're making a lot of this map.
Absolutely. They're going to move on through here, through these roads. There is an alarmed car. There's lots of spawn points here. But every single step they take is just more points in Bravo Sucks' favor. I think they've already done plenty well for themselves despite the lack of an event. And, you know, this is just going to make it so much more of an uphill battle for Beach Please. We've already got a smoker looking to pull from the alarmed car. We've also got a boomer, charger, and a spitter waiting in the wings. This is slightly Charger goes in on Nick, doesn't hit anything. We do have a single boom going out onto Nick as well. That Spitter's got nothing to spit on now, is just hanging out on the roof. The Smoker's still looking for some kind of pull from the alarm car. Not sure what they're waiting for. The spit goes down onto nothing, trying to incap. My goodness, incaps Coach and Ellis. Smoker gets the pull. Rochelle is the only survivor left standing. Manages to clear Nick, but he's also incapped. He's been trying to clear that Smoker now. He's the only one dealing with a ton of horde right now.
I am very surprised that they wiped. Yeah, they wiped. What a wipe for Beach, please. I think Bravo Sox got a little bit too confident there. They did not have a lot of HP. I think they should have really just been trying to get as much distance as possible. But they were trying to bait out that hit, and when you have two people on 1 HP who can go down to a spitter that you know is spawned, it might be time to just run into the room. But,
or at the very least, keep your distance from each other. I was very surprised to see both Coach and Ellis die from that spit, or, get incapped from that spit.
Yeah. I don't think that was the most damning play in the world. They got way more distance than they deserved after that tank. But good on Beach Please for capitalizing on the mistake.
Let's go.
For this first hit, again, we do have a Charger Smoker Boomer Hunter. It looks like that Boomer has already spawned up. Nice one boom going out. Full does go out on Coach. Does get quickly cleared. Charger lands on Nick. Rochelle gets hunted. And a nice Try Boom goes out. Hunter repounces on Ellis. Not as much damage as Beach Please to the Bravo Sox, but not bad for that first.
Yeah, the coordination was certainly there. Not the huge damage that we saw with that Charger, multiple punches and then a nice long distance charge down the street. But it's pretty decent for that spot, I would say. The survivors are a bit separated, but they're going to regroup now here under this highway and move on towards this gas station. I think the Infected might be preparing to hit them in transit before they even get to the gas station. They've got a Smoker, Hunter, Charger, Boomer, and it looks like they're looking for spawns around these buses or something. No, come on, guys, go inside.
Yeah, even without a spitter, I don't think they had those spawns quick enough to be trying something like that. I think it's smart if you have the spawns, but they didn't have it. Boomer does get popped. Nice pop going out from Moscow. Looks like they are just gonna wait for that fourth spawn at this point. Yes, they are. Should be a spitter, God willing, unless the game gives them a quad cap, which might happen because this game is terrible.
9-year-old game, very nice game design, of course. Looks like they're now trying to go for a spawn in this parking lot area. I don't like this hit. They do have a spitter, though, so at least that's something. I would certainly take this indoors. You want to choke. You want an enclosed space for this hit, and there's so much indecision from Team Bravo Sucks right now. What are you guys doing? I thought you guys knew this map.
It looks like they are setting up inside with the Charger sub and spitter set up outside to come in from behind. I think that's pretty interesting. And Beach Please is just, kind of taking this as slow as they need to. They don't have anybody waiting. See, we do have all the cappers spawned up now. Charge does go out on Coach. Hunter gets heated. Ellis gets pulled at the front. That is a spit charge on Moscow. A lot of damage from that hit, and you didn't think it was gonna happen.
Well, I never said it wasn't going to happen. I just didn't understand why they waited so long. But regardless, good hit. A lot of damage onto Moscow. I believe he's sitting somewhere at like 40, 45 HP. They are going to move on through this storage area, but I don't think that they're going to make it past this catwalk before the spawns all get ready. We've got a Hunter, Charger, Boomer. No spit is a bit unfortunate, but that's a lot of damage potential for indoor area right here, which they are going to spawn up, looks like, in this office space.
Yeah, this office space is fantastic. I apologize for bullying you. It's just so fun. We do have this Boomer set up in one of the cubicles. I've seen this boom happen a lot of times, especially in scrims that I've played in, and we usually get bodied by it. So Bravo Sucks has a lot of damage potential on this hit. This Boomer has now spawned up. Nice 2-boom going out. Charger does go in and whisk, but we do have 2 Hunters landing on Rochelle and Ellis. Relatively quick clears. A Boomer does proxy, so pretty decent damage.
Yeah, there was a nice amount of separation. As soon as that Boomer spawned, Ellis and Nick, hauled ass and left the room, but they left Rochelle and Coach inside, so that was a bit of a misplay, but not too much damage, fortunately, there for them. They are going to grab those extra pills for Moscow and start moving off down. Now, this is the moment of truth. I really hope that this tank spawns before the event and not after, although we do have a jockey landing onto Nick for a second. Charger going out, getting a couple punches, and Rochelle is smoked by herself. No one is clearing her.
There was so much separation on that. Rochelle is in the front, Nick was in the back. Coach and Ellis kind of panicked. They ran back to clear Nick, but then they got spit blocked from clearing Rochelle. They could have avoided that so easily if they had just stayed together, but they're not really playing as a team right now. Event doors are still up. Alright, that's good for now. We'll see what happens if they survive this tank. We do have a Boomer Jockey Charger Smoker up for this tank spawn. We do have a Charger going in the back. Does not land. Smoker spawns up in the front. Does not get a pull. We do have a tank in the hands of Purple. I believe we took this to a Survivor War Room last time, so let's run it over to a Beach Please War Room.
Absolutely.
He's gonna come from the front. I think he's
Sounds
coming
so
from the
close.
front. He's
Can we take it
on
in this
me.
room? Can we just take it in the room?
Yeah, he's on me. He's on me. Please
I'm
don't fuck
standing
with
in
this
the
door.
hallway.
Don't fuck with this door.
I'm staying in the hallway block spawns here.
Okay.
It's better to stay like this than
Give
block
Rob a
spawn.
kill.
I'll hold on to these pills.
I'll give it to him.
We might need
here.
these.
All right.
Oh yeah.
That'll keep me tight.
Fuck. Oh boy. Oh, I'm dead. GG.
Now, seriously. Can't do this on my own. Give me some help. Hey, I need some help over here.
Easy.
Can't do this on my own. Give me some help.
Why didn't two people stay in the room?
I was in, but
No, I
I
said
came
two
out
people
when
stay in
Nick
the hall,
did it.
two people stay in the room.
We are back after that monstrous tank from Purple. Easily securing the wipe after that too, Boom. I just want to give a shout out to Grim for Deagle skeeting a rock while he was in cap. He dropped an easy in chat because he deserved to. That was incredible. But that tank really was very, very well played. And that is what Bravo Stacks needed. They needed to be able to secure their lead and get just a couple hundred more points on Beach Please, because map 3 is hard. And depending on this tank spawn, it could be even harder to make up any points on either side.
Absolutely. This map is the one I was talking about earlier. We've got 3 crescendo events with massive amounts of hordes, and if there is a tank, during one of them, usually it spawns right before the horde events, but it could spawn, at the car alarmed area, which I think is extremely dangerous. If that happens and Beach Please doesn't, ace that tank, I think, any hope of turning this game around will be gone. They're already down about 800 points. So I mean, it's now or never. This is the map, because if the comeback doesn't happen now, it's not going to happen on map 4.
I completely agree. I don't see either team coming back on map 4, or any team coming back on map 4. That finale is probably the hardest finale I've seen on any Left 4 Dead map ever. It's just tight corridors with a lot of horde and not an easy tank, along with just a metric butt ton of death charges. If you can't tell, I don't like this map. So, Beach Please, they really have to rely on this map, and a 53% tank, that might be post-event. And that is the tank that they needed, because if they got an event tank, I'm pretty sure both teams would wipe on an event tank, because it's just so hard. So this is Beach Please's map. This is the deciding map. Let's see what happens.
We are going live. We do have a Spitter Jockey Hunter for this first hit. Not super great when there's no charger in this enclosed area, but that spit can still do a ton of damage if they manage to get some nice stumbles. Bravo Slugs are already inching their way out of this safe room, being very cautious. They don't want to screw things up here, and I think they know this map is kind of a doozy, not only because of the hordes, but just because it, tons of crazy stuff goes out here. Double hunters going out. One does land onto Nick just for a second, and it gets cleared. The Spitter spits onto nothing and gets killed. Very minimal damage going out on that first hit.
Absolutely, and I love the way Bravo Flex took that. They knew that the infected were probably setting up, like, you know, hit in that little small enclosed area. And Bravo Flex said, no, we're not gonna let you do that, and they rushed outside. Hunters weren't ready for that. Jockey was forced to use his spawn, and Jockey died early because of it. So, fantastic play coming out from Bravo Flex. Beach Please does have a quad here, though. And if they can land this quad, that blows this game wide open.
That would be the dream. We already have a Hunter pre-spawned, not making any noise, just between these big oil tankers or whatever the hell these things are. Once again, Purple is slowly inching his way in, trying to clear everything. I don't think he even noticed that Hunter. He ran out for a second, but I don't think he saw him. Very sneaky. We're going to see now the survivors are just a bit separated now. Rochelle and Else are going to move their way in. Everything's spawning in right now. We're going to see, can they do it? Jockey and Rochelle gets cleared. Smoker also on Rochelle gets cleared. Charger lands, Hunter gets skeeted, and that is all she wrote. It was, you know, it was looking pretty good for a second there, but it just did not happen. Bravo Sucks are too good for that.
You know, if I was Beach Please, I would have maybe considered holding that whole hit for this upstairs area, because I think it's easier to hit in this upstairs area. And you got two very free death charges with a Smoker and a Charger. I think that might have been the best play, but they do have another Charger for this.
Reloading.
And they can make something happen. Looks like they are going to be sending the hit. Jockey is going to land on somebody. I apologize. Spit goes down, and I think Charger misses, and that was a very nice shutdown and a nice bait coming out from Bravo Sex.
I think the frustration from missing that quad cap is pretty obvious. I certainly would have waited until at least this whole horde started before sending that Charger in. But, you know, that's a debate for another day. Looks like the survivors are going to take this horde event right here. Most teams have been taking it, you know, they start the event and then they run downstairs and take it down there, which is certainly easier. That's erasing the potential for a death charge. Speaking of death charges, the infected now have a Smoker, Boomer, Jockey, Charger. You know, another opportunity here, and they're going for it. Boomer gets a nice 2-boom, 3-boom. Smoker goes on to Nick, but misses. Charger goes for it and just barely misses Nick by a hair. That was so dangerous.
Oh god, they needed that death charge. I mean, they got a quad boom, but that doesn't mean anything if you don't really get any damage from it, and they really weren't able to. This tank... Oh, we do have a nice pull going out on Rochelle. Ellis is kind of having trouble clearing it, so a little bit damage going off from that Smoker, but not enough. This tank is going to be post-event. It's a much better area for the infected.
Reloading here.
So they need to make something happen on this tank. Unless they can get a lot of damage here, and, you know, this is a very, very small area, it would be possible. It looks like they are going to be sending the hit on Coach, who's kind of in the back, but nothing else spawned up to hit with them.
I mean, the impatience is so obvious right now, and you can't afford that when you've got, you know, this is your turnaround map, and you need this tank to wipe. I mean, if the survivors are all going to be in the green with 4 pills ready, I mean, even if it's a good area for the infected, I find it very unlikely that the tank is going to wipe there. You need some bleeders, you need some slow people if this tank is going to do anything. And right now, I mean, Bravo Sucks. They're brushing off most hits like it's nothing so far.
They absolutely are, and Purple has positioned himself in such a way that I don't know if that Charger and Smoker can get that spawn. We do have the Hunter pumping around up top. He is going in. Smoker does go out. Goes for a pull on Coach. Quickly cleared. Charger gets melted. Spit goes down for a spit block, but again, nothing really coming out of that hit. I don't know if they're just disorganized. There might be some frustration. I heard that was easy. Didn't really scrim this map, and that might be it. But the tank is up in the hands of Rob's a tool. This is a hit or miss tank area. It really, really relies on that special infected. And I'm very curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's all going to come down to the special support, although we already have a Hunter and a Jockey going in. I guess they're going to go for one last hit before this tank makes his way in there. The Hunter did land onto Nick just for a second, but gets immediately cleared. And as this is the standard place to take a tank. This room, it's decent-ish, but Boomer popped immediately. That's very unfortunate. It's decent, but not great for the tank. I mean, there are some nice corners, like if he lands to get a punch in these tanks or whatever, or under these pipes, that's a pretty easy in cap, but as I mentioned, it's all going to come down to the specials. But right now, you know, this is it. Rob's going to have to do serious work if Beach Please has any hope of finishing this map.
Absolutely. It looks like the tank is about to commit. Want to run this over quickly to a Beach Please War him?
Absolutely.
Ellis up. Nice. Nice, bro. That was a good tank, man.
Settle down.
And we are back after that tank from Rob the Tool. DSI got essentially shut down and didn't get anything. Rob said, I don't give a fuck. Got 2 downs by himself. That was a lot of damage from Rob's tank, and he did it pretty much by himself. So, fantastic tank from Rob's, but it wasn't a wipe. And really, I think that's all that they were concerned about, was getting that wipe. And it didn't happen. That's a very long boom going out on Rochelle, and that is going to leave a Hunter Smoker out. Smoker goes for a pull, doesn't really get much. Hunter looks like he is choosing to go in as well with this spitter, but gets quickly defeated. They just kind of threw this hit.
Again, these hits, you know, one at a time, just YOLO, go for it. I mean, I think it speaks for itself. Rob's the Tool did do a ton of damage with that tank, but the SI is just not there in any capacity. They're going in one at a time. It looks like Left 4 Dead campaign on easy mode or something. They're going to push on through here, and they do have this final car alarm, which is, you know, unavoidable. They need to activate it if they're going to get through there, which is a nice, you know, it's going to spawn a nice horde for them. We do have a single boom going out onto Nick. And Jockey looking like it's spawning from the back, and they try and go onto Ellis, gets M2, Charger whiffs, also going to get shut down. Free spit going down, but no one's in it.
I think he kind of rushed that hit. Oh, Witch gets shot by somebody, and she's moonwalking over to the survivors. Looks like Purple. No.
Where is this Witch going? What has happened? My God.
I don't even know who drew that Witch.
Neither do I, but I'd just like to point out that the Witch just trapped herself under the slide and stood there for a nice, easy crown. What in the hell? Moving on. The survivors are going to push on through this room. Very small, lots of tight corridors. They do have a Smoker Charger Jockey and a Hunter. Nice quad cap going out, although I think Spit may be preferable here. This is a big horde, and it looks like Bravo Slugs don't even care anymore. I think they sense victory is near, and they're just pushing it right now. Do have a charge going on onto Nick. No multi-charge. Coach gets pulled, and Rochelle gets pounced, and Ellis is jockeyed. What a fantastic hit going on.
That was so close to a quad cap. Okay, Ellis did not get reset here. I actually wasn't sure where that hit that now led to, but that was a lot of damage. Had that charger not been cleared, that was gonna be the wipe. I guess maybe that was good in the sense that it dropped their bonus a lot, but Nagi is still sitting on 62 permanent health, so that's a lot of just health bonus just from him. They need to not only match it, but kind of blow their bonus out of the water, and that's just assuming they make the map. And this is a hard map to make, so I don't know what's going to happen here.
In terms of making this map, I would not put my money on Beach, please. I mean, it's just not quite there so far. We do have a Hunter jumping around, looking to make some noise, but looks like the survivors aren't even going to bother with him. Yep, just go right in there. There's no reason to try and skeet that Hunter. They do have a spit charge waiting in the wings, however. It goes in, but whiffs. The spit goes down onto nothing. A single boom going out onto Coach. But Nagi has all the health bonus, so it's not like there's any risk of her going down. She's just going to baseball bat her way through here. Still going to hold on to the majority of her bonus, and I think that may be the map. We may have time for just one last, solo in camper going in for no reason, but I think this is it for map 3 of Bravo
Everyone,
Suns.
inside!
I'm going as fast as I
Misu
can, man.
is 1 HP, and they have a full hit up. I don't know if they're really going to be able to get anything off that. Smoker goes in, does not get anything. Misu goes down literally in the safe room, but a hit goes in, gets shut down. I don't think it's really going to matter that much. No, it won't. We just got to let this spit clear, and Nagi will be able to just walk into safe room with pretty decent bonus.
I mean, once again, every single map it seems that the order just becomes taller for Beach Please. If they really want a shot, to keep this game close, they're gonna have to play out of their minds. I mean, we're gonna have to see some, frame perfect survivor play. They're gonna have to ace that tank, make it to the safe room with lots of bonus, and I just don't see that happening. This map is just so brutal for any team, regardless of how much you scrimmed. I mean, this map is just crazy.
At this point, they're down by 1,900 points, and this is a 700-point map. So they would need to make 1,200 bonus to tie it up. I would assume that Beach Please is not really in this anymore. So at this point, it's all about Bravo Sucks making enough bonus to take that number 2 seat. And we see a rolling 3-cap land and spit. That was so much damage. I'm pretty sure they can't make up the points they need to match them on finale anymore.
My goodness. Well, if this game is over, as you say, I can't do math, but I'll take your word for it. It is time to talk about the knockout stages. Lovebone is sitting pretty at the top of the group stage, although there is potential for Bravo Sucks to beat them if they get, I think, in excess of 2,000 points. If they do that, they will be the top of their group, and that means that they will be going up against, I believe, Team Thinking of Group C. We have a smoke going out onto Rochelle, but gets cleared immediately. A Hunter's jumping around right now all by himself. He's going to get skeeted or something. What is happening? All right, he does get skeeted. Those are some crazy bounces right there. Looks like that Charger and the second Hunter are going to set up top, looking for a nice death charge.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking for this death charge, and that would be huge if they manage to land it. Hunter is going to go in, not going to land, and we do have that Charger now spawned up all alone. Survivors choosing to rush it instead of being careful. Oh, that was so close to death charge, but it was a charge fit. Anyway, Pull's going to go out on Rochelle in that fit, and she's going to go down.
Poor team captain Moscow. No death charge, but still just getting the hell beaten out of him. Smoker's gonna go for some last minute scratches too, just for whatever, I guess. They're gonna activate this event. Looks like the survivors are taking it here as well. Jockey's going in, but doesn't really seem to have anything to do. He's gonna hop downstairs. We got another Charger, another potential for a death charge, and a Boomer waiting to spawn.
I think we're just spawn up. It's a nice one boom. We're just waiting on Nagi's spawn now. Looks like they think they're gonna hit when Nagi's up. He does have a spitter. So, I mean, this is not the worst hit in the world. They could get another spit charge here. I'm not sure if they're going to go for it. Looks like that Jockey is moving up. Spit's going to go down just for a free spit. Charger goes in, does get melted down. So nice shutdown from Beach Please. But they need to be doing that with every single hit and not just that one.
Reloading. Ammo here.
Absolutely. They've already got a bleeder and 3 pills for him, and 2 more events to deal with, as well as the Witch, as well as the tank. And as we saw before, that tank got a lot of damage even without SI support. And I would say Bravo Sucks is way superior in terms of SI support in terms of this game, which means I find it very unlikely that the survivors are going to make it past that tank with much bonus to speak of.
Gotta reload.
I'm not sure. Okay, it looks like Grim is trying to block that spawn. We do have a Hunter going out on Grim. Let's do a quickly clear. Charger misses. Rochelle gets pulled. It's not getting cleared. Nice punches going out from that Charger. I mean, that was pretty decent damage for Charger not landing.
Yeah, some nice punches going in. The separation was very nicely done by Bravo Sucks. Speechless are still dealing with the remnants of this horde in addition to the Boomer horde. If I were them, I would probably not spawn this tank. There's too much horde going on right now. Although, apparently, never mind then, their tank is up now in the hands of Rage Cake. We're going to see if she can do the same amount of work that Rob Zatul did. Because as we've seen, apparently the tank doesn't actually need support in that room. We've got a Jockey going on to Nick. That's the death charge. That's it. Goodbye.
Oh, that's heartbreaking for Beach.
Rob Zatul is dead for map 3. That is the last we're going to see of him until the finale. Rage Cake is moving on through. Pathos already saying GG, although in his own chat, Rob Zatul just gives the ellipsis. I don't think he wants to talk about it. I'll move on for his sake. Rage Cake is now going to move down the stairs. She has a Hunter, and a Boomer. That's pretty nice spawns for this area. Are we going to take this to a war room?
Yeah, let's go.
She's got that in cat. 2 more, I think? 1 more?
Nice. You guys are awesome.
And we are back. That's a very nice tank fight coming out from Rage Cake. Very nice wipe going out. Getting the early corner onto Rochelle, and the Hunters did the rest.
I mean, what else is there to say? Rob's got death charge. They weren't being patient. They rushed that, knowing that a hit was up. I mean, it seems like they didn't particularly care that a hit was up, and they got punished for it. And at this point, they're down 1,600 points. So if Bravo Sucks can, clutch this out, get an early wipe, and make it a decent far amount, that's English. They're going to take the #1 seed from my team, and I'm not happy about that.
Well, Blake, there's always next game. Of course, you've already made it out of the knockout stage. I believe the #1 seed of Group D, which is, this is Group D, will be playing against Thinking, and the #2 seed will be playing against Navi, the #1 seed of Group C. So obviously, when you're moving into the knockout stage, you want that number 1 spot because that means that the team that you'll be facing is presumably the less skilled of the other group. You know, Thinking came out, I believe, with 2 wins and 1 loss, but I believe the point differentials were not as good as Team Navi. So, you know, when you're in the knockout stage, you want Thinking for your first game in the tournament, not Navi. So right now, it's all about the points. Bravo Sucks are hoping, you know, to steal this number 1 spot. We do have a boom going out immediately onto Bravo. Smoke and Charge goes out, but they both get cleared. Smoke is going to get the refill onto Purple, but also gets killed immediately. That's Jockey is still waiting to spawn. I guess Rob is too busy brooding to spawn up because I don't know where he was during that first hit.
I can't blame him. I feel so bad for Rob right now. I know he's upset that he got death charged, but
Reloading.
I guess Beach Police just kind of feels like they're out of it. Not only because they are, and I guess they just don't see that much of a point in trying anymore. So Bravo Sucks has a great shot to take number 1 seed right now. We do have a boom going out on Coach that is going to leave a Charger Jockey Hunter. Looks like they are going in. Hunter goes in, does not land. Jockey lands at the front, gets quickly cleared. The Hunter is going in for scratches on Rage Cake. It's going to get a lot of scratches. That's like 6 or 8 scratches!
Leave her alone! My goodness, what was going on with Rage Cake back there? No one was covering her, but she also just didn't seem to be able to pull the trigger on a Hunter standing right in front of her. Regardless, the survivors are going to push on through here. This is, as we mentioned, you know, lots of enclosed spaces, hallways, stairwells, and office space rooms. It's very, you know, there's a lot of damage potential, but it's also a very shoddy-oriented map. You can speed on through here if the specials don't organize their hits correctly, which Beach Please wasn't doing to begin with. And as you mentioned, they really don't seem to care anymore.
And that's unfortunate. I know that every team wants to make the playoffs, so my heart goes out to Beach Please. I hope that they're not too discouraged after this game. They played the best that they could in this tournament, and they did not have a bad showing. So, good on Beach Please for what they have been able to do. Looks like they are going to be sending the hit here. Rage Cake drops down, does get jockeyed. Charge goes out on the top. I'm not sure if that Smoker is doing. Maybe he's looking to get the death pull, but he goes for it while 3 survivors are still up and gets killed.
Yeah, it looks like it was the death pool, but again, I don't think Beach Please cares. And as you mentioned, Beach Please, I mean, there's really nothing to be ashamed for. They were certainly not the worst team that we've seen here. I think that award would probably go to, well, I'm not going to say anything, but at least in terms of this group alone, the gang certainly had a much worse performance on this very map against Lovebone than they did. I believe it was Crunchy who had the tank on map 3 who jumped in the water thinking that he could walk across it, and then it got killed. And, you know, then I believe Crunchy then just killed himself on map 4, you know, got to get that MVP vote and whatnot. Do have a Hunter and a Spitter waiting in this office space room. Jockey goes in, gets M2'd, Hunter gets skeeted, second Hunter gets skeeted, very nicely done. Free Spit goes down, that's going to separate Nick from his team, but there's no one to capitalize on that.
With a hit like that in that area, I didn't expect it to do too much damage, and I was right. You really want a Smoke Charge there to do much, and they didn't have that. They tried, but just not a great area to hit in with that SI. They are just kind of powering through this pretty terrible choke, and that is going to give them a Jockey Boomer Smoker Charger. Looks like they are set up in the back, at least the Smoker is. Boomer does come in, gets the door closed on him. Jockey breaks the door and lets him get a 2-boom though. Smoker is somewhere. Oh, he's going for a sneaky smoke on Ellis. That Charger is spawned up as well. Looks like he's going in, does get a charge on Ellis. He's at least 1 slam. That was a pretty good charge.
Very strange hit, but it kind of worked out. That's a lot of damage onto Rage Cake. Now the survivors are going to move on through to this construction site area of the building, whatever unfinished part of the building. The tank is now up in the hands of Pathos, who is apparently Grim, if I remember correctly.
That is Grim. And I haven't seen him play in like 3 years. So I'm really excited to see what he does with this tank.
Dump him in the water and make him swim. We're going to see how he handles this tank. There is a potential for this tank to, you know, fall off the building and die if he misses the, you know, the walk off the room and then just walk it in. Are we going to take this to a war room?
Oh, he got the jump. Let's keep it here for this. I think tank's already in. He is going to go for Nick. He does get a nice corner on Nick. Turns around, gets a nice punch on Ellis. Turns back around on Nick. Grim's a madman because melee's on him. Support's just not going in to help. He's now at 1k HP. Charger does go in, lands on Ellis. Hunter lands on Ellis, but the tank was already out by the time that the support went in. Tank does go back in and gets another double punch. Gets a nice punch on Rochelle. He's dead.
Decent hits by that tank, but no support. You know, the standard play is as soon as the tank gets that first corner, you know, the support goes in and, you know, goes for the other three. That's, you know, in the ideal situation when you've got 3 cappers in a nice area. Regardless, Bravo Sucks took that tank fairly well. They passed the 3k mark, so the potential is real. That Charger hits Ellis into spit. It's going to be a ton of damage. Nick gets pulled in the back, but gets cleared. Purple's still sitting on a nice amount of bonus, however.
Absolutely. I mean, we still have 569 bonus, and making the finale map is not easy. So if they're able to do it, that's going to put them in a great position to take #1 seed in Group D, which I personally don't want to happen. I don't have any caster bias or anything, but
No, not at all. You're a professional.
none. Yeah, they really are playing very, very well, and if they keep playing like this, they're going to take it. We do have a nice 2-boom going out. Charger isn't going to go out on Nick. Rage Cake gets pounced outside. Nobody's really there to clear her. So that was a really good hit from Beach Please.
Seems like every single time I look, Rage Cake is by herself getting just wrecked by SI. She is down very low, so is Nagi. But I should say Misu is down very low, so is Nagi. They're going to down Nick, give him that little bit of a speed boost. We do have a spitter looking for some sort of... Never mind, I don't know what the spitter's doing. The charge is going to go in. This is the death charge area. The pull goes out. It gets cleared just before they get it onto purple. That would have been a great death charge if it had happened. Jockey goes out until Ellis gets killed. The Charger also gets killed. Free spit for the delay, and they're going to down another survivor for that speed.
I think that was a good idea to down Misa there. I think having a survivor at 1 HP versus 30 HP, the difference in how quickly you move is obvious. And sometimes you just have to make that call to shoot each other, as much as I'm sure it pains them to do after playing in a tournament with them the whole time and being frustrated with each other. I would never want to shoot my teammates. But
I would never do that.
We have a nice 2-cap going out with a spit on poor Rage Cake. Pull goes out on Misu. That is 2 down.
My goodness, press F to pay respects. Poor Rage Cake over here. Although they are going to pick up Ellis, I believe they are going to have to do with one last hit just before they make it to the chopper, which is now landing. But, I mean, you know, 3 bleeders, purple is now in the yellow. That's honestly pretty good for this map. Because as I'm sure you've seen, the horde on this map is just ridiculous. Jockey gets into it immediately. We do have Smoker on Hunter going in. The Charger almost gets the death charge, but gets killed just before. Ellis saving himself. Smoker's looking for a pull onto Coach, and he gets it with the mounted gun, no less, because why not? That is the map for Bravo Sucks. They have 3,500 points, as well as bonus, I believe. So we're going to see how much this does. If Beach Please even wants to bother with this map, you know, it's looking pretty good for Bravo Sucks. I think they just might take the #1 seed from you, Blake.
All right, so I'm not a math major or anything, but right now they're down by 2,500 points. I believe they need around 2,200 to take the #1 seed. So unless Beach Please just throws themselves off the map in a place that they can't really throw themselves off the map, I imagine that Bravo Sucks will win this game, but I don't know if they're going to take the #1 seed, but we have to see what happens here. They might wipe at the very beginning. I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to keep my #1 seed, so Beach Please try.
Well, I guess it really just comes down to, I mean, if Beach Please is even aware of this, it may come down to whether they even want to try or not. Do you want to, you know, conserve some of your dignity, play it out, you know, just for kicks? We're going to see. Looks like they're all do Bravo proud, they say. This should be good. I'm excited to see what they do here. I'm kind of hoping just for, you know, a YOLO run just to see how far they get just running it out all down, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, I thought that was going to happen in the Gang versus Love mode. Unfortunately, it didn't, so I would love to see that happen.
All right, we do have the survivors pushing on through here. The hit is ready. Jockey, Charger, Smoker, Boomer, no spitter, which is a bit of a saving grace, but there is still a lot of damage potential in that servo layer. The Smoker's going to spawn up, gets the pull onto Ellis, gets cleared. Jockey lands onto, gets cleared. The Charger lands onto Ellis, my mistake. That's a nice amount of pounds, and the double boom goes out. You know, decent-ish damage for that first hit.
Yeah, that definitely was. I mean, 34 damage going on off that first hit without a spitter is not the worst thing in the world. So if I would be pleased, I wouldn't be thrilled with that, but I would be happy. The players are going to be the death of me in this game.
Well, you know, when the game's already over, I don't really mind the meme. You have the second hit going. Charger goes in and gets onto Ellis again. Smoker on Rochelle, no one's clearing her. The jockey's still running around, gets M2'd and killed. Another bit of decent damage once again onto Team Captain Moscow. Poor guy, can't talk and just can't seem to catch a break.
Yeah, I mean, they're just taking a beating at the beginning of this map. And it's not an easy map, so I'm not gonna say like, oh, they're terrible, or that, you know, Rage Gate gets separated every time you see her in spinning cap. But you know, I don't know anything about that. Chuboom does go out. We do have it. Oh, Grim just katanas down that Hunter. We do have the Charger and Smoker spawned out. Rob is gonna get charged. Smoker is gonna try to lick a wall. Insta-pull is gonna go out on Rob though, and gets kind of quickly cleared, but a lot of damage on Rob.
Well, why not? Rob's already got death charged once. Why not hit him again? We're going to see now just how far can Beach Please make it. This is all... I feel like this game is more about Lovebone right now than it is Bravo Sucks at this point.
Oh, it absolutely is, and I've been begging Rob's tool to just not throw this game.
You can't tamper with the game, Blake. You need to let the players do what they want. We do have a two-boom going out. Jockey and Hunter are both going onto Coach. The Jockey gets the reset, throwing him down that hole. And right now that Hunter lands onto Ellisbuck that's cleared. Where is this Jockey going? It got him down both holes. Goodbye, Pathos. I think that's the last we've seen of you.
I think they are going back for him, and he's going pretty far back. Well, that's going to be a down on Grim. It's going to be a lot of damage going out on that hit. That was an incredible hit from Bravo Sucks. Yeah, they're not do a lot of the map again.
They're not
going
yet.
the right way.
They want that number one. They went down the wrong hole. They want that number one seed, Blake. How are you feeling about this?
I have a lot of emotions that I'm not going to get into on stream because my life is a disaster, and so not that. For this Paul hit again, it's going to be a Hunter, Boomer, Charger, Smoker. I'm being told that Lovebone is going to keep the number one seed, but I'm not going to count on that.
You can't trust numbers. The Hunter goes on to Rochelle, gets cleared. The Charger lands onto Grim. Gonna get some nice pounds down. There's one pill left in the hands of Moscow and 3 bleeders. That was easy. Is sitting pretty on a nice amount of bonus, however. Survivors are gonna keep pushing on through. Gonna make it through this bathroom area. I believe there is one more reset. No, there is not another reset area, but there is a stairwell here in close space, and there's a spit charge ready, as well as a jockey and a smoker. We're gonna see how Bravo Sucks chooses to take this. This just might be a wipe. It appears Blake is having some internet troubles, so I suppose I'm solo casting for the foreseeable future. The spit goes in onto nothing. Survivors are gonna move out of there. Not sure where the Charger was. The jockey is hanging around, already spawned in, but not going to do anything. Looks like the Charger and the Smoker are setting up for some sort of death charge now. They're gonna leave that jockey. He's going to die on his own. There is a nice death charge area. It's a big open missing section of wall here. And the tank is now up in the hands of Bravo Sucks team member Nagi. They're going to move on through. We're going to see if they can make the jump as well as Grim's did. There's a death charge onto, who was it now? Onto Grim, because why not? Goodbye, Grim.
Okay, you can take a breath, Miner. It's fine now.
Alrighty then.
Reloading.
As we saw, it looks like Nick and Ellis are just trying to get death punched at this point. Rob's death rushing. I think it's safe to say that they've given up, which is understandable. Nagi's not even... Oh, he's going for the... Oh, they were trying to block him!
What? Oh,
they were trying to block the tank and they didn't get it! That's
trying to block the tank, and that was he somehow clipped himself, and then I think Moscow just said, fuck this, and just jumped off the building. Nagi, I mean, who was it who was rushing? Robs has also been charged. That is all she wrote. GG's, my boys. Well done by Team Bravo Sucks. They are going to make it into the knockout tournaments, although I do think that Lovebone is going to hold on to their number one spot. So good news for Blake, which of course is what you all really were concerned about.
Yeah, no, I know I sound like Rails Barlow if Rails Barlow were a 14-year-old girl, but I know that you were all rooting for me. I apologize. Yes, I believe that Lovebone is going to keep the #1 seed, so Bravo Sucks will be playing Team Navi on Dead Air, and my team, Lovebone, will be playing Thinking on Blood Harvest in the near future, in the knockout stages, happening soon. So please join us for those. Don't forget to vote for your MVP at mavwar.com/vote-MVP. I apologize for this cast. I was not on top of my game. I hope you all have a great night. Anything else to say, Hollywood?
I would like to apologize too, simply for that delayed war room right there. That was my responsibility, and I totally spaced. But it was a good game. I enjoyed watching it. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. Like to also remind everyone to head on over to mavwar.com/vote-MVP to vote for whoever you thought was the MVP of this game. I'm personally going to press F to pay respects for, it's between Robs and Rage Cake, I guess. Who deserves my sympathy more. But once again, hope you all enjoyed it.